Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday Morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, things are mixed. We've got stock index futures trading higher across the board, being led higher by those big cap tech stocks. At the same time, we've got gold down $90, $100 in the pre-market, while crude oil is unchanged. Now, we don't have any major economic numbers coming out in the pre-market this morning. We have new home sales coming out at 10 a.m. It's later in the week that things get exciting. We've got the Fed on Wednesday. We've got a whole bunch of earnings coming out this week with some of those Magnificent Seven stocks reporting later in the week. Now, gold is down in the pre-market this morning. It is on a sell signal right now, and being down another $100 is probably not a good thing. We are trading above the $4,000 level. We closed at $4,137. So we're still trading above 4,000, which can act as psychological support. If that breaks, then a move down to $3,906.25 would be our next target. Now, crude oil is unchanged in the pre-market this morning, had a little pullback on Friday. So we ran up to the 62.50 level on Friday and then pulled back. And so that is still acting as a level of resistance. Now, with a rising VIX, of course, we turn bearish, and with a falling VIX, we turn bullish. In a bull market, the spikes in the VIX don't last very long. That's why we try to get everybody to take profits as quickly as possible. Of course, in a bear market, the VIX rising can last for a long time, but we're still in a bull market with the markets making new all-time highs. And as you can see, the VIX for the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000, all out of sync with the major indices. There you've got the NASDAQ making a new all-time high. The VIX is not making a new all-time low. So the level of fear in the market is still elevated and is not in sync with how bullish the market is, and that's probably because most of the gains in the market are coming from those big cap tech stocks. Now, what worked on Friday? Well, the big winner was Canadian tech stocks making a new high with Shopify leading the way, was the best performing stock on the TSX 60, and we're heading towards $250. Then we saw the broker dealers pop with Goldman Sachs and Robinhood both back on buy signals as of Friday's close. Then we had the micro cap stocks moving up nicely, just under 2%. Then we had semiconductors up just under 2% as well, being led higher by AMD, heading towards $256.25. And then we had Micron heading towards $225. Those are the next two targets to the upside. Next up, let's take a look at the TSX most actives from Friday's trading action. Well, Synovus traded up to the upper channel line but did not close above it. So a close above Friday's high would give us a new buy signal on Monday, joining Whitecap and Canadian Natural Resources, both generating buy signals on Friday. Then looking at Bitfarms, we're still looking for a close on Monday above $6.89. No joy for Enbridge, making a new closing low for this move, sitting right on support. If we head lower from here, our next target is $64.06. The Royal Bank struggling up here. We've been up at the $206.25 level for a month now, trying to get up to $212.50, but the pros don't look that enthusiastic at the moment. Then looking at TC Energy, new low for that stock on Friday, holding the 70.31 level. If we take out Friday's low, then 68.75 is our next target to the downside. Looking at Manulife, now Manulife struggled for a long time in the flypaper channel. It's starting to break out above it and heading towards those highs from back at the start of the year. Looking at the Bank of Nova Scotia, looking pretty similar to the Royal Bank, struggling up here. If we can take out the high from a couple of weeks ago, then 93.75 is our next target. And again, the pros are in control, but they don't look overly enthusiastic at the moment. Then looking at Baytech, we're on our second day of a buy signal, no change there. Then looking at Barrick with gold down $100 in the pre-market, I'm not expecting anything positive to happen for Barrick on Monday. Looking at Rogers, a new high for Rogers on Friday, heading towards $56.25. Let's finish off this morning's presentation, taking a look at the U.S. most active, starting off with Beyond Meat, which looked like a simple pump and dump. And there we go down and looking for a close below $1.60 on Monday to clean out Beyond Meat. Then looking at Ford, Ford popped, huge move up on Friday. On Thursday, that's what our price targets look like. And then on Friday, the price target chart expanded to include the new level of volatility that we're seeing in Ford. Taking a look at Rigetti, no change there. New high for Transocean on Friday. And on Thursday, that's what our price target chart looked like. On Friday, we didn't get anywhere, but we did start to trade above the 391 level. And so we've got new targets to the upside if we can take out Friday's high. Looking at Tesla, no change there. We had a buy signal a couple of days ago. We had a lot of volatility on Thursday. Then on Friday, we pulled back into the channel. We are trading up in the pre-market on Monday morning. There's no Kia with a new high on Friday. No change for D-Wave. No change for Big Bear on Friday. And then we've got NVIDIA back on a buy signal as of Friday's close. No change for AT&T inside day on Friday. Then we've got a new high for Intel before pulling back, still closing higher on the day. We hit our next price target of 40.63 on Friday. If we can take out Friday's high, then 43.75 would be our next target for Intel. Looking at American Airlines, heading up towards the previous high up there at 14.06. If we move to the weekly chart, you can see that above 14.06, we have 15.63 as our next major target for American Airlines. Looking at Verizon, just like AT&T, had an inside day on Friday. Then looking at a couple of the Canadian stocks at the top of the U.S. most actives, B2 Gold, not expecting a change in trend on Monday. For Bitfarms, we're looking for a close above $4.98. We do have Bitcoin trading higher in the pre-market on Monday. Then Denison Mines, we're looking for a close above $3 to give us a new buy signal on Monday. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like we're going to see some buying at the open, but unfortunately, gold is down $90 to $100 in the pre-market, and that's not going to help the Canadian market on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Tuesday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.